Well, good evening, everybody. How are you? Look at all the little cute, pretty faces all around me. Check myself out. Marielle and Kayla and Christy. So good to see you guys. I'm Mary Grace Lewandowski. We do this once a month. Marielle, let just remind people why we do this and what we're doing. What the heck are we doing?
What the heck are we doing? Yes, so we are doing, we call it Rising Star um, Leader Spotlight. So we like to take a very special someone every month and just kind of highlight them, share them with our amazing organization, and just learn more from them, really. Learn more, what are they doing? How are they getting their success? And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. And it's been a lot of fun. And I've been learning so much. And I think it's a really great, like, breath of fresh air. You these new girls coming in with so much excitement and energy and
Everybody's so
passion.
different.
I know. I
I
know. I'm
love
learning
that.
so much. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I feel so old now. I'm like, I've been in the business for 7 years.
You're
I'm
a senior
like,
citizen.
Yes, we're an oldie. Yeah, Kayla, do you want to add anything to that?
Same as Marielle. I think it's so neat because everybody does their business so many different ways. Everybody, it's so cool. Whether you have a family or where do you have another job? Do you rock your business online? Are you just strictly Facebook? I mean, it's so cool. And then all these people, whatever it is, the cool thing about Park Lane is we can rock our business however we want.
Exactly.
So, like Miss Christy, she just rocking it, promoting, and we're excited to hear from her.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
you guys, these really, Kayla and Marielle are the ones that came up with, generated, and put into action this idea. And I just think, like, we forget because we've been around a while, especially me. I've been around a long while. But, month after month after month, people in the organization see some of the same names in recognition. And there's always like this misconception that, oh, well, they've been around forever. That's why they're successful. This background's making weird things happen. But anyway, they're like, they've been around for a while. That's why they're so successful. So you're like you said, Mario, it's a breath of fresh air. And it's a reminder that no, we have newer people up and coming through the ranks. And Christy Grimm is one of those people. She's an area leader. Wave Christy from Chicago, Illinois area. And I'm sure you guys have fun looking at recognition. And this particular week that we're doing this interview, Christy and her team were in the top 10 of the organization as area leader. Yeah. And that's
Wow.
not Christy's sales. That's the team sales. So Christy, I know it's difficult just to put you on the spot like this, but truly what when you started this business, what was your goal? Like what was it that made you want to pursue direct sales with Parkley?
Honestly, my goal was just to add sparkle into my life. I wanted to do something on the side because I work full time at my family's heating and air conditioning business. And, I have 3 teenage kids, and I just, why not take on one more thing? But Park Lane, I've known about for 16, 17 years.
Oh, I don't think I knew
So
that.
I worked for Park Lane back when I was pregnant with my youngest, who's now 16.
Oh,
So, yeah, so it just came back in. I said, you know what? I'd love to have the extra money, and I want to add sparkle into my life and other women's lives as well.
okay. So many of us start with a goal that's like that, like, oh, I just want to do something on the side for fun, or I want to be part of this community of fun people, or I want to just make $100 a month. I mean, seriously. And yet then something happens. Like one time I heard somebody say, and I love this, that you really have two start dates with Park Lane. You have the day that you start, and then you have the day that you start.
Mhm.
And it's like what happened that made you all of a sudden, well, I don't know that it was all of a sudden, but what are some things you heard or witnessed or spoke to you that made you say, I think I'm going to go for leadership. I think I'm going to see what I can really do with this.
Well,
What
when I first started, because it was 2021 when I first had started, and I just loved the team. I loved seeing everybody's face online and being a part of the Facebook groups and just being even though we were all over the United States and all over the world, just having that close knit community that you can reach out to any leader possible. So being a part of that was very positive and motivating. And I loved that about everybody on the teams and the company itself. But then Paris came into fruition.
So you were working to see how close you could get to earn Paris.
Yes.
And in the meantime, you promoted to area leader because it was all going together. You know, you were bringing in people, they were qualifying. And how far away were we on that last day when I go, Christy?
God, I think we were like $1,000 away.
Yes, $1,000 away from a trip to Paris. And I remember you were like, I don't know that I think it's over. I think I'm done. I'm like, oh no, we're not, you know. And like we made it like a team effort, and there were several of us working on making sure that you guys did that. Now, I think this is going to definitely cause, like, somebody in their soul is going to feel this, okay? Here's the truth of the matter. When we earn the trips, like right now we're earning St. Thomas. We just got back from Paris. We have Ireland in September, and then we have St. Thomas. After you earned Paris, not right after, but sometime during the interim between earning Paris and going to Paris, you kind of had a downslide in your business. Okay, what was that?
I had a lot of personal things that were going on in my life, and I didn't make the time. I will be honest. I didn't make the time for my business. And I remember at one point I was like, I can't face these women. Like I haven't been doing anything. I'm going to see them all in Paris. And it was just a hard balance at the time. It was just one of those things that I wasn't balancing my time and putting my effort into my business.
But you lost your belief a little bit then too, right?
I did. Not in the company by any means. It was just more in myself. I lost a lot of belief in what I could do and how many people would sit there and say, you earned Paris. You can do this. You can't, and I just was kind of like, I'll get around to it. But you get to a point now where I had Deidre on my team, one of my great recruits that I had. She joined me last year. She's been with us for a year. So I was focusing a lot on her and doing things for the recruits that I had. And I wasn't putting that focus into my business at that time.
Yeah. So, but you went to Paris.
I did.
And then what happened?
And then I met you, and I met Marielle, and I met Mary Grace before. I think that was last year. I believe I had met.
Yeah, but just around the energy, like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And how'd you like the trip?
It was unbelievable. It was more, and as you know, I brought my mom, and it was. We still daydream about it all day long, and just being around everybody, everybody that you see, that leaders and just
owners.
I have goosebumps right now talking about it because it's just the energy and the positivity is just unbelievable when you have that many people around together, and the openness and caring about each other. It's so much. Marielle and I were together the majority of the time, really, with her husband, Ryan, and just that support system that all of a sudden just comes out of the woodwork, is unbelievable to me. And all the women that I keep in touch with now, and men that I keep in touch with now.
Absolutely.
It's energizing.
Now, I feel like having been in this business a long time and seen things like this happen over and over again, I think there's just a couple lessons here. Okay. One is, thank goodness you earned Paris, and thank goodness you went. That you didn't say like, I haven't really been doing anything. I can't face those people. I'm just going to take the money or whatever. No, thank goodness that you went. And then the fact that you had kind of lost a little bit of your belief, but you came back, and now how many weeks later, we haven't been home that long, and now your group's in the top 10. So that potential was there all along, but it was inside Christy. You know, it was like Christy, like continuing to be consistent, continuing to go for the business, continuing to have your belief. And I know that there's people out there right now that earned Ireland that probably haven't been working their business to get St. Thomas or whatever. And this is for you guys, okay? Because you really want to stay consistent. You want to keep your toe in that water. And honestly, like right now, with it, what, a month and a half left to earn St. Thomas, go for it, you guys. Go for it. Do that for yourself, and no one can take that away from you. No matter what else happens, that you can go to St. Thomas and then have and feel this belief and be able to meet these people. Did it help for your mom to see Park Lane?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah. So that was your mom, and she was delightful, by the way. Absolutely. Like, every time I saw her, she was just so like, "Oh my gosh, I love your outfit." She's just,
Yeah.
but
I adored you.
oh my gosh, I just think whenever we can bring somebody else, and Marielle and Kayla have both done this, as have I. Sometimes your biggest objection is your partner. Your biggest obstacle, I should say. Sometimes because they like, what are you doing? You know, like, are you really? But when you can take someone, your mom, a husband, a significant other, a child, you know, I took my whole family. Do you think my family believes in Park Lane? Oh my gosh, yes. Does that make a difference in our lives? Yes. So one of the smartest things I ever heard from a convention stage was someone saying, I had an obstacle. And what I did is I earned a trip, and I took that obstacle on that trip. You know, and she said, after that, he was like, we're going to be in a fight every day that you're not working your business. So,
That is so true. Jason, all the time. I have my tracker right now to St. Thomas. Like, so you gonna make 2 trips, or come on, like go to another party? Like, what's going on? It's so true.
Yes. So there are so many like components of this business that you can use to uplift and help other people understand what it is you're doing when you can get them there, you know. So you have to get through some of those rocky roads in order to earn it and get them there and show them that, no, this is a real company. See, these are the owners. We are really on a plane right now. See that over there? That is truly the Eiffel Tower. This is not my little side gig pyramid scheme. This is big. You know? This is big. Okay, best piece of advice for people out. Oh, wait, Christy, what's your next goal?
Oh, which I didn't realize that it really was my goal until I said it out loud. But my next goal is division.
Yes,
So,
there you go. Yes.
I said it 2 days ago in talking to somebody who's not even affiliated with Park Lane, and we were just talking about the trip and everything. And I said, and then, you know, I'll be going for division. And all of a sudden I caught myself and I went, oh, okay. I guess that's my goal.
And I love when promoting is somebody's goal, because I think promoting the area was your goal, and then Paris was kind of like almost like oh my gosh, Christy, look what's happening. And I love when people promote, like work towards promotions, because they're so like measurable. Like, you know, there's so many things like, I want to be number 1 in the group. Well, you don't know what other people are doing. You know, that's not measurable. But saying like, okay, I'm going for division. And in order to achieve division, which is what both Marielle and Kayla are, in order to promote to division, I need to have promoted 4 branches in my career, right? Which you can count those, like, okay, how many branches? And you guys, no matter where you are in the business, it's lifetime. So you start that now. If you recruited your first person and that person promotes to branch, that's 1 out of the 4 that you'll need someday for division. This stuff isn't like just in 1 month time. It's like lifetime goals, right? And then you and your team need to do $10,000 2 months in a row, or $20,000 over 2 months as a team. That's it. These are measurable goals. And I am so going to be right there with you, as are Kayla and Marielle. Last piece of advice for the crowds out there.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
When you have your downslope, just know, because it was proven to me, not only just even though, like I said, they may not the ones that are going to Dublin or anything, that they may feel like they're failing right now, or they can't reach out to people like Mary Grace or Kayla or Marielle or me or anybody. And when you meet them, you realize, holy cow, I have this huge support system, and just reach out for help, because I didn't do that. I didn't last year. It took me going to Paris and facing my fear. But it
And
took
we're not
to
mind
bring it out.
readers. You know, we're not mind readers. Like
Right.
how do I want to say this? We have a balance here because everybody is in business for themselves, and they do with this business what they want to do it. So all of a sudden, if you have a leader or something going, what are you doing? Why aren't you working? What are you doing? You know, it sounds like it's more about us, and we want it to be about you. But we don't know sometimes if you slowed down by choice, or if you slowed down because something happened that upset you with a customer. I mean, seriously, any of those reasons, we don't know. Or if you have things going on, but we want to be there for you, and we want to help you along the way and hold your hand and get you to where you need to go. Now, one of my favorite things to tell people is, if you didn't start the way you wanted to start, or if you had a great start, but then you kind of just are back to zero again, you can always start over.
Yes.
And, you know, and like when we know about starting over, like what do you look back at sometimes and wish you had done? You know, you're like, oh man, what if and I don't know that this even applies to you guys, but it's like, what if I really, like when they said that I should try to get 5 like shows to start, what if I really did that? What if I really took 5 shows and went in 5 different directions and really did now what I didn't know to do then? What if I did that now? So one of the things Christy asked is like, I'm going to go to Chicago, which is only like a 5-hour drive from St. Louis, and I'm going to do a show for her again after all these years. But it's like, go do a show, have our energy together, show everybody what it's all about, put her in a position where she has to invite people. You know?
And make it happen.
Yeah. So please know that wherever you are in this business, we might have to do it online depending on, you know, where it is and stuff, but you can always start over. And I know Kayla, I know Marielle, I know Christy would be thrilled if anyone from your team said, could you just do another show for me? Could you do a show, you know, and I'll invite everyone. And of course, you know, you, Christy, this is going to be your show. I'm going to go do it, but it's your show. It's going to go under you. It's going to be your paycheck. It's going to be your growth. So just know that all of us are here for you, and that we would absolutely love to help you like explode into this next season. So you guys, thank you so much for taking your time to do this interview. Christy, now I have a method to my madness, right? You girls, I've done this to Marielle and Kayla too. Now everybody can see you. Now everybody knows who you are. So now you have to do what you said.
I'm on it. I am on
Get 'em.
We're watching you. We're watching you. Yeah.
I'm on it.
You're on it. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining, and wish you all the best and a great rest of the week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.